Hello and welcome back to Sinar Daily Sports Matters podcast, and I'm your host Ashwin. Setiap minggu or most of the times, most of the episodes, we will try to bring our former athletes, current athletes, but this time it's a bit special because kita bawa ataupun we brought someone special because this scene is booming right now in the sports industry, which is rock climbing. Okay, whether indoor or outdoor, that is secondary. But let's dive into this. And our athlete today is Hsiang Yee from Batu Climbing. And welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you. And let's dive straight into it. This rock climbing, like me, for a gym goer, for me, it can be a bit intimidating. I'll tell you why, but I'm not representing anyone. I'm telling from my POV. Every time I see this rock climbing, it has been there for many years actually. It's intimidating because most of the time I see people active in this sport. I've never seen them active in any other sports. Okay, this is my POV. Yeah. Okay, and when they're into it, they are really into it.
Yeah.
Hence the reason why I said intimidating. So, where this passion started, how it started, is it from social media or someone introduced to you, or how is it?
So, I stumbled upon rock climbing when I was trying to look for a hobby for my little sister.
Okay.
And ever since we were little kids, we liked to climb trees. We would climb the fence of our house. We would climb up the sofas and fall and knock our heads. So climbing was something that we always enjoyed. So one day when we passed by a mall and we saw a climbing wall, we were so intrigued by it. So we signed up for my little sister to try it. She enjoyed it, and then we joined along.
I see. Okay. This was like how many years ago?
This was around 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Let me ask a very, very Malaysian question.
Yeah.
Is it an expensive sport?
So the price range of it depends entirely on you. You can find a gym that suits your price range.
Mm-hmm.
You can find equipment that suits your price range. Mm-hmm. So for me, I don't like spending too much on equipment, especially when I was beginning. When I was starting out, I found the shoes that were the most value for money. I found the gym that was the most value for money. And slowly when I progressed and I found that it was something that I wanted to pursue professionally and seriously, then only I started investing. Mm-hmm. So in the beginning, it's not too expensive to get into.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And sports, from sports perspective, if let's say you want to be part of these sports, and if someone with plus size, are they okay to try it, or they have to strengthen themselves first or slim down? How does it go?
I think that climbing is for everyone, no matter your size and no matter your age. No matter if you are plus size or small size, come and try it. There are so many. So climbing, you get to choose different levels. Mm-hmm, so there are easier levels and then there are harder levels. Mm-hmm. And you can choose a level that is suitable to you, that's comfortable for you. Mm-hmm.
And most of the people are trying, because rock climbing itself is like a mental sport.
Yes.
Can this be associated with mountain climbing as well? Mm-hmm. Is like rock climbing is the first step before you go into that?
So in the past, people climbed outdoors first, and then they trained indoors when they were unable to climb outdoors. So let's say they have this route that they wanted to climb on this beautiful mountain. Okay. But then during winter time or during the rainy season, they're not able to climb it. Mm-hmm. So they would train in their gyms inside. Mm-hmm. But that was what it was like in the past. Mm-hmm. Currently, indoor climbing is its own thing. Mm-hmm. So I would say that indoor climbing and outdoor climbing are very different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Walk us through.
Yeah.
If let's say you are going tomorrow, and then 2 days later you go again, how is your recovery? How is your per week? How many sessions do you go to? And do you need a trainer? Okay, for instance, like gym, I've done it 10 years ago. So I know the methods. So when I re-entered into the gym industry again, I've decided I don't need a trainer. I can recall the methods, so I apply it. So in these sports, are you allowed to be solo or you do need a trainer?
Okay. As a woman, the way I approach climbing as well as recovery is according to my monthly cycle. So there are weeks where I feel really strong and I can push my body. So I honor my body and I do that. But then as a woman, there are weeks where I need to rest. And during my rest weeks, I rest completely. So instead of following a weekly schedule or a planned weekly schedule, I follow my monthly schedule that is tailored to me. And regarding whether or not you need a trainer, the climbing scene, I've been in many different sports, and the climbing scene is one of the most welcoming and one of the most welcoming scenes I've ever been in. I remember when I just started climbing, there was this one route that I was struggling on. And people around me could see that I was struggling. And I kept falling off. And the seniors, they came up to me and then they gave me advice on their own. So they would just come up to me and say, hey, I have an idea. Why don't you try putting your foot on that hold? Why don't you try lifting your hand and putting it over there? So people are just so nice and so willing to teach and guide the younger generation because they were also once beginners who were taught by their seniors. And I find it lovely that we pass on the tradition. If you want a trainer, go for it. And if you don't, it's fine too. If you ask anyone in the climbing scene, if you ask anyone, how do I solve this problem? I am certain that they will be more than happy to help you.
There are two questions in my mind right now to connect with your answers. One of it is, did you at any point of your period of venturing into this, you realize this is going to be a serious sport in Malaysia? Did you come across that?
Yes, I came across that when climbing became an Olympic sport. So climbing became an Olympic sport 2 Olympics ago. Before that, it wasn't in the Olympics. So once it was registered in the Olympics, it started booming. Gyms started, it brought on the booming of the sport. More gyms appeared, more competitions appeared, and I saw how other climbers from other nations could take this path professionally and live off it, build a career around it.
Other question was, mental health is no more a hidden topic in our routine these days. It affects due to your work, due to your lifestyle and everything. So how rock climbing addresses mental health?
All right. So I entered rock climbing when I was in a very dark place mentally, and rock climbing became my peace.
Okay.
So climbing, my favorite part about climbing is the meditative state that it puts you in. For example, climbing isn't just about how fast you can go or how difficult you can climb. I like to climb long routes that require me to have a rope and a harness. So I'm on the wall climbing by myself for maybe 5 minutes at a time, just me and the wall. And during that time, my brain feels silent. It's quiet, I'm in flow state, I'm entirely present. It's just me and the next move ahead of me. It's just me and the wall and peace and quiet. And that was so healing for me. And it's not just me, but so many climbers find climbing to be something that not just heals them, it reignites the children in them. Like when we were kids, after school, we would go to the playground and we would play, right?
Yeah.
So if you go to the climbing gym and you sit there during after work hours, for example, like 6 or 7, you'll see adults come in wearing their office clothes, their adult clothes, holding their briefcases, and then they change into their usual clothes, their normal clothes, and they start playing.
Yes.
So climbing reminds us and reignites that joy, that playful nature in us that is so often taken away when we step into adulthood.
Yep. I kind of guessed it because earlier you said during your childhood you used to climb trees and had a knock the head and everything. You see, that is a normal childhood.
Yeah.
These days, something like that happens to your kid, It can be a police case because you abandon your child, you are not being watchful, all these things. But that is a normal childhood, and see where it brought you now.
Yeah.
And let's go and connect this to younger generation now. Gen Z are heavily influenced with social media. So do us as well. We also, because we want to keep up professionally as well. So as they heavily influenced in social media, how has these platforms impacted young generation to get into this industry?
So I think that social media is a way to introduce this sport to many. Like in the past, I didn't know what climbing was, and maybe a lot of young people these days don't know what it is. But then they see their friend post this story of them in this colorful place climbing these rocks, and then they get curious. They ask like, "Oh, what's this?" And then they get introduced into climbing, and it also allows us to network with all the climbers around the world, and we get to see what is humanly possible. What climbers did in the past. We get to build an online community. Yeah.
For a young person listening to this right now, or someone who is interested in climbing, what's the first step that someone has to take?
Okay. If I were you, I would go on my phone or my computer and I would Google search climbing gym near me. And then I would just see which one is the most convenient for me. I would go to the gym and ask for a day pass. So a day pass is just an entrance. So all you need for your first climbing session is a day pass and a pair of rental shoes.
Okay.
That's it. And
Something
then,
like bowling as well, rental shoes,
rental shoes and a day pass. And if you like it and you want to pursue it further, then you can take the further steps.
Now, since you're very seasoned, how long does it take for your activity to start and end?
If I'm training for a competition, I would usually do, including warm up and cooling down, my sessions would be around 3 to 4 hours if I'm preparing for a competition. But if it's recreational, the time would be similar, but it wouldn't be so much of constant climbing and training. It would be a lot of socializing. Because all my friends are in the gym, and people in the gym are so friendly. So you would stop and chit chat a bit, and then climb something.
That's that one world where you step into it and you don't talk about work.
Yeah.
It's totally different topics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you socialize up there?
On the wall?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you and your friend are climbing side by side up at the top, and then you guys are resting at the same place. Yeah, you can totally chit chat, but chances are you will not talk about work.
The focus.
Yeah, chances are you'll be talking about the route.
Earlier you mentioned about the meditating state. You have addressed it as well, but can you give or dive more into that? The meditating state.
So the meditative state that I was describing is called the flow state. I would equate it as to, do you run?
Yep.
Okay, so when you run and when you've been running for a while, how do you feel? Does it feel like you enter a runner's high?
Yeah, it's a different phase, I would call it. Yeah.
Where you're entirely present. You're present in your body. You're present in the moment.
Yeah. Everything shuts down.
Everything shuts down. You cannot hear these little noises in your head. It's just you and the moment, and it's just so beautiful.
So that's what you were saying, meditating.
Yeah, it helps you connect with yourself.
3 to 4 hours, whether leisure or you're preparing for a competition. How do you, as a professional, you're working in office, you're working in sites, construction, this and that, how to balance your time, your routine?
I would say that you have to listen to your body. If you've had a tough day at work and you're tired and you don't feel like exerting too much force, but you still feel like showing up at the gym, then show up, chill with friends, climb some easy routes. If you've had a stressful day at work and you want to let off some steam and you want to exert your body, then show up and do what you want to do. So it's entirely personal. It's entirely up to you.
And do you think all these years and Olympics now, do you think the government is actually looking into it, or you think they have yet to look into this industry?
I think that the government does look into it. At the same time, I think that the government can look into it even more. Yeah.
Why you say that?
Because I look around and I see Malaysian talent all over. I see our Malaysian talent training hard daily. They're pushing themselves to the limit daily. And if they could have that extra bit of help,
Support.
they could bring the Malaysian flag. They already do, but they could bring the Malaysian flag to newer heights. The Malaysians here, if you go to the gyms and you look at our athletes, they are so diligent. They climb till their fingers bleed, literally bleed. They push through injuries. They push through exhaustion because of how much passion they have in this sport and how much they want to progress in this sport. And they deserve that help. They deserve that help to make Malaysia proud.
And moving on, recognition as well. Maybe you can tell the audience, those who are watching, what are your achievements through this sporting industry?
So, I'm just I'm not anything special or not like, I'm just a very normal climber. I have won a few competitions, but it's nothing to boast about. They're just extra bits of joy of part of the journey.
Understood.
Yeah.
And with these sports and making into the Olympics and everything, do we see potential athletes representing in our country getting enough support from a sporting body like KBS, Youth and Sports Ministry?
I think that they need more support.
More support.
Not just in climbing, but in their recovery.
Recovery, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, how does recovery works here in
So, with climbing, it is a full body sport, and also injuries happen all the time. For example,
injuries?
we get a lot of finger injuries, where we get so there are tendons over here, and our tendons, they either tear or they snap. We also get a lot of shoulder injuries, wrist injuries. When we fall wrong, we get our neck, our back injuries, or our legs. So climbing can be a sport that you may get injured in. Yeah.
And if we and sporting bodies can support through these challenges, I think it will be even better. Right?
Yes. Because in the end, when we do compete, we are wearing the Malaysia flag proudly, and we want to stand on the podium and hear Negaraku being played. No.
That's true. And this is also another Malaysian question also. For those with fear of heights, is this a suitable sport for them? And has, there have been any case studies where, thanks to these sports, I'm not scared of height anymore. Has there been any case studies?
So there is.
Okay.
Yeah, and that person is me.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So I firmly believe that the only way out of fear is through it. I remember the first time I tried climbing a very, very high wall. It was so there are in a indoor climbing gym, you usually see 4 kinds. First is boulders. So boulders is around that height.
Okay.
So maybe 3 meters, 4 meters. Okay. So those, we don't have a rope attached to us. You climb to the top, and then you climb down a little, and then you jump off. And then there is auto wall. It works like this automated system. Like, when you have a like your name tag, and then there's this little round thing that you can pull out, tap your card, and then it will automatically retract. So that's how the auto wall works. You attach it to your harness, you climb up, and then when you're done climbing, you just let go, and then this pulley system lets you down.
Okay.
So that's auto wall. And then we have top rope, which is a pulley system on the top, a rope attached, one climber as the climber and the other as a belayer, and then you climb. And then the last one, which is my favorite, is called lead climbing. So lead climbing is where you look at the wall. It's a very high wall and there are no ropes attached to it. There are little clips on the wall. As you climb up, you bring your rope and you clip it into every little clip. So that's my favorite.
Okay, that's your favorite,
sort of
all right.
climbing. So if you were afraid of heights, I would recommend you going into what you feel comfortable with. So let's say you want to do something lower. I would go into bouldering. Let's say you want to do the climbs that require you to wear harness and rope. I would climb, but then when I feel uncomfortable, when I look down and I think, hey, this is a bit too high up, I'm done. Then I'll just tell my belayer or I'll just let go. So it's up to you. You don't have to push yourself to a point where you're uncomfortable if you don't want to.
Yeah.
But if fear is something that you want to conquer, I find that the best way to get through fear is to understand why you're afraid. So I was afraid because I was afraid that being so high up, if I fell, I would hurt myself. So I sat down and I observed the mechanism. I observed all the climbers going up and down, and I saw how the system was safe. And because the knowledge of I will be safe, even if I climb high up, was repeatedly proven to me, it allowed me to face that fear.
Step by step.
Yeah.
Okay. And another myth. I love asking myth questions, you know why? Because our country and netizens are famous for that. Before even trying, they will conclude certain things. For example, I'm pretty sure you saw on social media where they always say, pickleball won't last. Give it another year. Bungkus. So, has there been a myth where people going around and saying that rock climbing, it won't last, this small, next year this gym won't be here. So if there is a myth such, like I said, how you will debunk this myth?
So I personally have not heard that myth because climbing it's been around for a while in Malaysia, but it's been a while so much longer all around the world. And it's proven that climbing is something that is so it's a world that is so colorful that people are keeping it alive.
Understood. And before we wrap things up, do you have any message for future climbers and those who has yet to try anything? You can go and shoot your answers.
So for those who are interested in trying climbing, for the future climbers, I would say that oftentimes the hardest part is taking the first step. So I would encourage you to take the first step. Go to a climbing gym. Give it a shot. See if you like it. Yeah.
And you will definitely like it. Even I'm interested now because I have fear for heights. And, and also possible injury. And for me, personally, I can see that, dude, I'm going to get injured. Definitely I'm going to get injured. Things like that. Maybe I have to overcome that. And what's the worst injury that you got from these sports?
I too am very afraid of getting injured. So because of my past as a dancer, I have had 2 knee surgeries and basic reconstructions of my ACL. My left meniscus is gone. So I couldn't afford another injury, which is also why I got into climbing. Because with climbing, you can choose your risk factor.
Okay.
Different forms of climbing comes with different risk.
Okay.
If you're someone who wants to take minimal risk but you want to climb, I would recommend you trying auto wall and top roping. Because when you boulder, you have to fall safely. I would say that with bouldering, there does come a relatively higher risk of injury in case you're falling. You fall in a weird position because there's no rope to catch you.
Yep.
But when you have a rope, the risk of falling and getting injured is greatly reduced. So it's so customizable. And you could go online and you'll see that there are really, really old grandmas and grandpas overseas climbing. Like there are 90-year-olds climbing. Yeah.
Damn, okay. And they're not worried about anything, huh?
No, because they chose the minimal risk
Okay.
Minimal risk one.
So it is a sports with full of security layers,
Yes.
and most of them who don't know about these sports, I think it's about time to venture into it. Like, even people like me, I'm already fixing in my mind I should try bouldering. Yeah. So
Come and I'll host you.
okay, can where which
Come to Batu climbing.
Batu climbing?
I'll host you.
Okay, can. I think I shall bring the whole Sinar
Yes,
Daily
come.
team. Okay. Um, for those who are watching this, Hsiang Yee is not only a climber; she's also a performer. Performer in what way? She performs fireworks, and maybe you can talk about that a bit.
So, climbing is my passion, and my other passion is the performing arts. And I specialize in fire performance, especially fire hoops.
Okay. About this, we will produce articles and you can read about this. We'll try to keep everything within Sports Matters. And with this, thank you, Hsiang Yee, for participating in our podcast session.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my absolute pleasure.
You're welcome. And for those who are watching this, we'll see you for another episode. Thank you. Majulah Sukan untuk Negara.